If you're looking for the most up-to-date information on Florida's real estate market, you've come to the right place. Today, we've interviewed Lee Brickey, one of the top realtors here in Florida. So stay tuned.
One of the things that I did want to talk about is one is condos, because I know condos are becoming way harder to finance for you. And we've talked about this, but another article just came out that says condo buyers wait for milestone inspections. Since this whole thing happened down in Miami with in Surfside with this condo falling, Florida has really cracked down on these condos. And I know that the governor has a fund set up and they're trying to help do some of these repairs. But I've always been of the feeling, if you're moving to Florida or you're in a situation where, and you're trying to buy $200,000-$300,000 condos, you need to rethink that. And I've been this way for the last 15 years, as far as I've been concerned with any of these condos, because of the repairs that they need just before this whole thing happened. Now they're going to go through these they're going through these condos with a fine tooth comb, on the beaches especially, and looking for anything that they can. If they find stuff, it's got to get paid for. And a lot of older people, a lot of retired people live in these old condos that they bought them years ago, and they don't have the money to fix this. So in my opinion, unless you're buying something that's fairly new as a condo, which would put you at pretty big numbers, close to $1 million or more, right, you should probably stay away from these condos. The higher end condos, they're fine, but these low end condos, so I'm not going to sell it to any of my clients either. I would talk people out of that. So, and that just came out, and we already have insurance issues here in Florida, which I know the governor just signed a bill on that. They're trying to get somewhere with this insurance situation, but condos are a bad place to go.
They are. And, every mortgage has to be approved. In other words, as far as the borrower, certainly, but also the condo complex has to be approved as well. So it's called a warrantable condo. So there's a questionnaire we have to complete, and that can be problematic. And not only that, but you see, there's unexpected assessments with condos as well. So, I always tell people, same thing you suggest, Lee. I think the really high end stuff will be fine, because that type of buyer is a different type of buyer in a different financial situation. If there's a $50,000 assessment, they can scratch a check for it, and that's, and everyone is on board just to make those improvements that are as needed and required. For the average person that's in retirement, especially, it can be problematic.
It'd be problematic for me. I mean, would you like to scratch a check for $50,000 or $15,000 or $20,000, and you're already paying exorbitant prices on the HOAs, and these HOAs are just keep going up in these condos. And so HOAs aren't bad if they're not condos, but if they're condos, they just keep going up. They get more expensive and more expensive because of the insurance issue. So
you essentially become a partner with everybody in the condo complex,
right?
Essentially, right. You know what I mean? And
that's that's a good way to put it.
That's what you're doing. Yeah. So that's just, something to consider.
If anyone has any feelings that there's a ton of inventory on the market in Florida, this article that just came out, real estate investors pull back by some places over 50% here in Florida, because there's not enough inventory and they can't find houses to buy that fit their criteria, but they're still buying more houses than they did in pandemic levels, but it pulled back a lot. Inventory is just really tightening up. And that is my only concern with someone staying out of the market, that their income isn't growing every single month. If your income's not going up every year to keep up with pricing and houses, that's where I think, if you can afford to buy, even if it bites just a little bit and you have to cut back on a few things, but you have a good stable job and you can make that payment, now's really a good time to get in the market. There's no way to keep investors out of the market unless it's new construction, or a lot of these HOAs now are requiring you live in the house a year before you can sell it. And that's a really good thing that they've been doing. But outside of HOAs are where most of these investors are looking to buy, so that they can rent it. If they have to default, they can get the person out And if they want to Airbnb it, they can do that also. So, but where you're in, or they're buying condos, which they're not buying those anymore because of this, what we're talking about. So they're looking
Right.
for single family homes in some places down south, like Boca and other areas where these homes have been there for years and they're all smaller homes. They're trying to buy up the whole neighborhood. And then I would think that what they're going to do is scrape them all down and build new communities. And then the last thing is why people move to Florida. Taxes. This is a big deal. So DeSantis just passed a bill for this tax holiday. We have it every year. If people don't know about that, every year we have a tax holiday for anything you need to buy for hurricanes, storm, that all goes tax free. And then we have the tax free for school supplies. But DeSantis took it a little bit longer, a little bit further with this tax breaks package. It includes disaster preparedness holiday, which will run through June 9th, eliminating sales tax on storm supplies and other goods. But more importantly, he passed a bill to reduce commercial leases, taxes on commercial leases. So again, pro business, bring more business, small business in, and then he's cutting taxes on. I think there's no sales tax on. Let's see here. It says, yeah, reducing commercial lease and providing permanent sales tax exemptions for such things as diapers and other baby and toddler items. So really trying to help families here in Florida with cutting taxes. And that seems to be his focus because Florida's sitting on a surplus right now.
Crazy, right?
Crazy.
With no income tax.
Right.
So if sales are happening, things are going on, there's turnover. It's the velocity of money. It's called, you know, how fast it turns over. And if the economy's moving, they're going to get their tax revenue through growth and through migration here to the state. It's a different strategy. As close
well, there
to
is billions of dollars of taxes that have come in the state from business alone. Billions and billions and billions of dollars worth of taxes. Well, Brent, I really appreciate you joining me today, man. And we'll do this again. Is there anything you want to close out with?
You know, I just, you know, every situation different. You know, I think, you know, just getting good counsel is important, and it may be the time to move to Florida. It may not, but I think going in eyes open is the best strategy. Just get the information.
Right. And if anybody wants to reach out to Brent directly, I'll leave his information as always in the information section below, and his phone number, email address is there. Reach out to him, ask him any questions that you may have. Also, you can check out his own YouTube channel at Brent Starts Unitas Lending. Brent, thanks again, and we'll see you next time, man.
Sounds great, Lee. Always a pleasure.
All right. Bye-bye.